Hello, magical peeps. I am Lily McNamara with the Lily of the Light, and we are here with the fabulous and quite frankly, brilliant, the Mystic Geek. And I love everything that they do. It is so cool. So thank you so much for joining us for this interview. How you doing today?
I am doing pretty good now that I've had a chance to sit down and rest. I've been going through declutter mode, left, right, and center, working on prepping announcements for upcoming classes, working on a new branch of my business. So I've been busy, but I've also been making sure to take plenty of time to rehydrate and rest.
Yes, that's self-care. That self-care right there. Hydrate, people. And so as you're decluttering, like decluttering is something that a lot of people do in fall as the leaves fall.
Mhm.
And that's when the Samhain Symposium is on October 28th at the Crown Plaza in Plymouth. If you guys don't have your tickets, please, please, please go and get them because they eventually will, sell out because it is a fabulous event. And the Mystic Geek is actually a second year sponsor. So the first year, the maiden voyage, front and center. Second year, you're a platinum sponsor again. So you
Mhm.
chose to give the max to the community twice in a row. Why? Why? Why?
Because I believe in you. I believe in the community. And a lot of it comes down to accessibility. Not everyone can pay their like when we look at how much an event costs for you, for the presenters and everyone else, yeah. And it's like, how do we pay for this? And it's not fair that you have to take the bill on it. So obviously we have to split it up between the attendees and the vendors and the sponsors. The more that the sponsors contribute, that makes it accessible for vendors of a wide variety of backgrounds to showcase their wares and services. It makes it a lot easier for attendees to be able to attend this event that has panels, Viking encampment, the psychic gallery reading, food, all this different stuff. So I feel it's important as someone who does have the means to be able to give to the community so that more people can come to the table.
I think you bring up a really good point about accessibility and inclusivity, which is what the Sound Symposium is all about. And if we're being honest, that's also what your business is about. One of
Mhm.
my favorite things is one of the first times we met. I don't know if you remember this or not, but you blatantly asked, "What's your pronouns?" And I was like, "Oh." And the reason I was taken aback is because people always assume I'm she, her, and no one ever cares enough to ask. And you did, like right away. You were just like, "I want to make sure we're on the same page." Pronouns? And it's
Yep.
they, them, and I believe yours are they, she.
Mhm.
Currently, that is awesome. And so the symposium is a lot about inclusivity. There are pronoun stickers for everyone's name tag. There will be different seating because differently abled people have come forward and said, "I can't sit in those chairs and therefore I can't do the workshops." And I was like, that is not okay. So I contacted the hotel and I was like, "Figure me out a workaround." And so we now have like giant aisles for wheelchairs and walkers because those people should not be forced to sit in the back. And
Mhm.
the whole first row is accessibility seating with different kinds of chairs. And then the other thing is there are pillows everywhere. I
Nice.
thought, oh, you're gonna love them. It's like the beheaded bed and breakfast, Sanderson Sisters Candle Company. Like I just bought a ton of pillows. And so I tell people, I'm like, sit on it on your butt, sit on it with your back. Just give
Mhm.
it back at the end, please. Like if you walk out with one, I will take it. But I want people to be comfortable at this event, not only physically, but who they are. And I feel like that is a lot of you and what you do with your healings and your sessions with people. You
Mhm.
don't want them just to feel good. You want them to feel good with who they are. And I
Mhm.
feel like that's why the Sound Symposium and you like click so well, right?
Yep. And a lot of what I do is helping just people move past the hustle of life, move past all the narratives they've been taught to be able to figure out, well, how do you handle whatever life throws at you? Because when you're in that place where you have that empowerment, you're not only able to change your life, you're changing the world around you. So I believe that it's important to um, be able to have that, to be able to have spaces where people can be themselves, where they can take a break from the world around them, where they don't have to feel like they have to conform to a specific standard or try to put themselves in a certain type of packaging when they're trying to open up, which is weird, but it does happen to us as readers, that people feel like that they have to impress us. They don't. They just have to be real.
We don't judge. We don't judge. Nothing, nothing. So with the services that you have, can you talk a little bit about like what services you offer? Are they virtual? Are they in person? What you got going on right now? How you helping?
Yeah, that's been busy. So right now I do tarot and meet psychic readings, palmistry and mediumship. So I've been studying a lot of different modalities because if you only have one, it's kind of like having a hammer, everything is a nail. So having a variety of modalities helps me be able to figure out what is the right approach with someone on it. If they're looking more for inward understanding, then a mix of tarot and palmistry can help. If they really want to focus more on the environment, that's where like either an intuitive reading or a tarot reading can help. I do energy healings. I am a Reiki master, that I kind of like put air quotes on it because there's like no such thing really as a master. It's a title, but we're always still learning and developing. So it's like I'm simultaneously a master and a student. So I offer all of these at Midwest Witchery and Healing in Stillwater, Minnesota, which is going on almost 1.25, 1.5 years.
Wow.
And if you want to see my handiwork of web development, their main website, I just finished redoing for them. So you can see some of the work there. So I do that. I also do mediumship. I am starting off on that, so I'll be upfront on it. But it is weird because I can sense things that resonate right away, even though in the back of my mind, I'm like, am I really saying this? Is this really happening? It's so yes, if you're in that same boat, I completely understand as someone who's been in the business for 5 years now, who's been spiritually practicing for over 20, that sometimes things feel weird, but it ends up being true. So we got that. Online, it's tarot and palmistry only. It's just a lot easier energetic wise. And I have started to branch out into business coaching and mentorship as well. As I shared, I've been in the business for about 5 years now. It's helped me with paying for my car, for paying for some other things as well, being able to reinvest the money into additional classes for improvement and doing events around the Twin Cities metro and actually going as far down south as Des Moines, Iowa for their Comic-Con.
Wow.
So yes, I do Comic-Con events. So with the business side, I've noticed when I go to a lot of events, people stare at what I have and they're like, I wish I could do what you're doing, or I could wish that I could start a business, or I don't know what to do, or what the heck is email? What is a funnel? And the only funnel I know of is what I put in my car when I do an oil change. It's like things like that. So being able to put that in real speak for people, make that accessible. And also my guidance is focus on the next thing when I do business coaching, because there's so much you can learn. It's like, what's that one thing you got to do right now, and help them through that.
Yes, I love it. I love it. So one of the things that I do love about the Mystic Geek is that they do technology, because so many of us don't and have to hire people while we cry. I shamelessly, okay, full of shame, cry on customer service calls. I didn't do it right. And I freak out. So I love people like this that can do it, because I can't. So it is absolutely fabulous. So as far as the Samhain Symposium and your participation from last year, what was your favorite part last year?
I think my favorite part last year was that was also, I think, the first time that I was seriously bending as a Reiki practitioner, because I had gotten attuned a few years ago, fresh from like right after the pandemic, but never really had that opportunity to focus on it in a place where I felt welcome and safe. So that was a huge thing on there. It was also the first time that I tested out let's put a headphones on a person and a blindfold so they're not noticing all the ambient noise. Because I've been to psychic fairs. It's like, how do you bubble someone
No.
when you have all the ambient noise? It's tough. It's tough. So I stand corrected. I did previous events as a Reiki practitioner, but it was like yours was the one where I actually felt I could step into my own, feel safe, feel like I'm among my people.
Yeah.
So that was a huge component. Because I was a vendor, I didn't have a chance to really go and check out the rest of the stuff, which is what I'm really looking forward to this year, is I am not volunteering. I am not vending. I am not running anything. I am going there purely to enjoy myself.
I love it. And that was my next question. So, considering this year is going to be different, what are you looking forward to actually going? And I feel like it says a lot about the event, that the volunteers and the vendors and everything like that, they always say their biggest critique is that they can't attend the event too.
Mhm.
They're like, I want it, I want to do it, I want to do it. And I think that is just so awesome that an event was created in the community, that it's people will sacrifice that to volunteer and to sponsor and to be vendors, but at the same time they're like, oh, I want to attend too. So
Mhm.
that makes me feel good that I am actually doing it at least slightly correctly, because I do have doubt occasionally that maybe I suck. Not
No,
all the
I think it says a lot because if someone is like a chronic volunteer, like there's those of us who just love to be part of our community and commit to our community. We'll volunteer ourselves until we collapse at an event and we don't have that chance to enjoy it, or we might vend at it, or we might do a healer room. But is it an event that we would attend if we didn't have those crutches, as it were, to fall back on? I've been to cons and events where I was a chronic volunteer, and once I pulled back, I'm like, I don't feel this anymore, and I've left. Whereas it's like this one, I'm like, I don't care if I'm not vending or if I'm not teaching a class, I want to go anyway. So I think it's awesome and I want to support it.
Absolutely. And I think that you bring up a good point with people for other events. If you are giving a lot to your community, one, thank you. Yay, we can't do without you. But two, if you actually took a step back and if you don't want to be in that community, you just want to like work for that community, look, that's not ideal. We want you to be a part of the community. Don't just like work for the community. And I think
Yeah.
that's a lot about events where I've done that too, where I'm like, oh my, if I wasn't vending, if I wasn't working this, would I want to go? And I look at this year for the Samhain Symposium, and this is going to sound so this is not me stroking my ego. I want to be clear. This has nothing to do with me. The vendors, the presenters, it's all them. Like they have to submit they have to submit proposals for me to, for the jury and me to approve and everything.
Mhm.
I'm actually upset that I'm running this event this year, because I'm like, it looks so cool. And I have realized I will do nothing.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited about this year. I think it's even better than last year, and it's gonna be amazing. So thank you so much, the fabulous, fantastic, and brilliant, the Mystic Geek, who is a platinum sponsor for the Samhain Symposium, October 28th at the Crown Plaza in Plymouth. Remember, there will be a link so that you can get your tickets. But also, I would like you to do a shameless plug of your website, please, so that people can get
Sure.
copies if they want to.
Sure. So you can find me at themysticgeek.com. That's where all my stuff is. When I branch out to do more business coaching, the main link to that will be from there. Right now, it's this mess of a site. So I have the cobbler effect going on. I'll help other people, but look at my shoes. It's like that mess. So I'm the Mystic Geek on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. It's the_mystic_geek because someone else beat me to it. So those are the main places that you can find me. And then also, while you're at it, check out Midwest Witchery and Healing in Stillwater. That's where I do readings some Sundays a month, and then I pick up an occasional Friday afternoon if they need help. So that's where I will do tarot readings, psychic readings, palmistry, mediumship. I just asked if you want a Reiki healing session, book it in advance because we got to convert that upper balcony level into a Reiki studio versus the little table and chairs that it's in currently, and it takes a little bit of time to do that.
Yes, absolutely. It is wonderful to have you. It's wonderful. Thank you so much for believing in our community so much and for being so inclusive. And I know you personally, and you advocate fiercely, venomously occasionally, which is
Yeah.
awesome, for marginalized people, which is what this event is for. It is for marginalized people to be showcased. It is for queer people. It is for disabled people. It's for people of color. And I thank you so much for wanting to advocate for all of us and being the absolute badass that you are. So thank you so much. All right, everyone, go forth, be amazing, buy tickets to the Samhain Symposium, and make sure to check out the Mystic Geek. Bye.
I will be at your event with my birthday crown because I'm turning 44 that day.
Yes, we will have birthday like blitzes. It's going to be fabulous. I'm going to love it. Make sure that you come just to see the crowns.
Yes.